Alright, you are looking at the first 1440p 240 hertz 0.5 millisecond monitor, 27 inch, that is available on the market. A little damage on the box, hopefully nothing's fucked up. Y27gq-25. Stoked. Let's get this bad boy open. DisplayPort cable. Looks like a printer cable. I don't know why they would include that. An HDMI cable. It's kind of generous but not needed. Power cable. Instructions that nobody needs. Assuming this is... Get this open. Comes with a Harman Kardon speaker that's usable. I might just leave it on there. I don't know. I'm probably not going to use it. I have the Logitech Z5500 still, baby. Let's go. Still rocking digital sound, optical. That actually, you know what? I'll put all this back in here because I'm probably not going to use it. More instructions. Power cable. Got the stand. Pretty sturdy stand. Actually very sturdy. Damn, the thing weighs a lot. Bottom stand. Pretty clean actually. Damn, look at that. Whew! Money. Fucking money right here. Ooh. There's the panel right there, baby. Let's go. Now, you know, a lot of people are, IPS versus TN panel. This technology, this is the newest TN panel on the market. There's better contrast, there's better color ratios. Everything about this TN panel is light years ahead of any current gen TN panels, which is why I would say most gamers, competitive gamers, stay on 1080p 240 hertz because it wasn't available. But if you want to increase or lower your resolution, you can stretch it to fit the screen if you want to rock 1080 on a 27 inch. They have 27 inch 1080s, but the pixel density, it just looks like shit. So let me get this bad boy set up. Oh yeah. HDR G-Sync 240 hertz, 0.5 millisecond response time. Ooh! Damn! Damn! That's TN right there, baby. Let's go. So, I played around with these settings a little bit, and there's some good options in here, definitely some good options. As you can see, I actually have the millisecond set to normal, so it's 1 millisecond rather than 0.5. There's a little bit of ghosting. I already watched videos on this monitor. There's a little ghosting at 0.5 as any monitor. It's negligible, but you can notice it if you're keen to that kind of stuff. You're gonna notice it. So I just don't even want to think about it. So anyways, so let's take a look here. So we got different options. You can set for your overlay. You have options in here. Let's go in here. I have it set to FPS 2 because it looks the best. I may change that, I'm not sure, but it's clear. Back. You can essentially, if you have it on custom, you can mess with your color temperature, but you can also do that via NVIDIA control panel and freestyle if you have that enabled. And then by having FPS 2 on, it disables the overdrive mode as well as some of the settings in here. But I do have the dark boost on level 3, so it boosts the dark areas a little bit. And then we're back to the menu. So So I have my 3D Mark score from my last monitor, 1080p 240Hz Alienware. This is the best score that I got given the hardware I have. 2080 Ti 8700K 4.6-ish, 4.7. Yeah, so essentially 4.7, right? Core clock on the 2080 Ti is 2070 megahertz, which is pretty good. Let's see the difference that I disabled G-Sync for the sake of the benchmark, of course. The difference between a 2560 240 hertz versus 1080p 240 hertz. Again, first of its kind. So stoked to have this. Been waiting a long time for a 240 hertz 1440p. I think that's the sweet spot with given today's hardware. 4K is nice, but until they come out with cards that can run 4K at decent frame rates, and they have 240 hertz or higher monitors, I just don't see a point. But 240 hertz 27 inch is definitely a sweet spot for gaming. I owned a Dell 144 hertz G-Sync prior, and it looks so much better than 1080p. The difference between 1080p and 200 and then 1440p is very noticeable as far as aliasing and just clarity of things. But the difference between 1440p and 4K isn't as noticeable. I mean, it's definitely noticeable, don't get me wrong, but it's just not noticeable. Now, I've used via friends or sampling at, Fry's or Best Buy, playing around on IPS monitors. I have a laptop with 144 hertz IPS G-Sync, which is on the channel. You can check that out. Amazing laptop. But the technology jump between IPS and this newer TN panel it's right on par. I mean, it's absolutely right on par with quality, colors, and plus you're getting 240 hertz. I mean, fucking come on, you can't beat that. You just can't beat that. Now, obviously, the frame rate in the top left and also at the bottom, frame rate at the bottom updating every couple milliseconds. Up at the top, like every second or so, as far as my freestyle is enabled, or excuse me, the G-Sync overlay. However, I can say this does look amazing as I've used IPS, LED, QLED, all of it. It's all amazing. This entire setup, I couldn't be more happy. Just the 240 hertz is such a necessary thing if you're a competitive gamer. It's never been available in 1440p until now. So I am curious to see the difference. I'm sure it's going to be a couple thousand points. I would imagine, but I don't know. 2080 Ti is an amazing graphics card, but still, you bump up the resolution, you're going to lose frames. It's just the fact of the matter. Look at that. 16,000. That's literally insane. Compare online results. That's the difference you're dealing with. So physics score 19,880, graphics score 17,360, 1440p versus 1080p 37,548, 19,783. So the difference, it's over half. It's over half the score. Now I might play around with this to see. It's 96% better. I might play around with this. I am curious. Let's see what it was running at. Core clock actually jumped up to 2100 megahertz on the 2080 Ti. It's interesting though. But again, it is a benchmark. Now I know games. I already owned a 240 hertz. Or excuse me, 144 hertz, 1440p monitor on a 1080 Ti, and I had zero problems with games. So games are always a different story. G-Sync